The drums for war against the Islamic Republic of Iran are beating once again, this time by neocon John Bolton. The former U.S. envoy to the United Nations said Israel had until August 21st to attack Iran's nuclear sites. This before Russia finalized its shipment of nuclear fuel to Iran's Bashir facility. So is war really imminent this time around? And what does it mean for the Iranian people? Joining me now is Alon Ben-Meir, he's from the Center for Global Affairs at New York University. Great to have you there, Alon. Now, are the Iranian people...
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
Are the Iranian people aware that the Israelis could attack them by August 21st? And if yes, how do you think they're reacting to this?
First of all, I don't think Israel is going to attack by August 31st. And of course, if they knew for sure that Israel is going to attack, of course, they will be enraged. But that's not going to happen, because if you look at what's going on right now, you will conclude just the same. First of all, you know, the sanctions are working. Israel is cooperating fully with the United States as far as what to do and what's going to take to try to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapon. Iran also agreed to sit down and negotiate again with the 5+1 sometime next month. And, you know, as the Obama administration now is trying to resume the negotiation between Israel and the Palestinians, this is not the time for Israel to start attacking Iran.
So
and
why
finally,
would a former envoy to the United Nations then make that declaration that they will be attacking Iran by then?
Well, you know, with all due respect to former Ambassador John Bolton, I'm not sure. I think he's sensationalist. He's known to be as such. And based on what I know from the Israelis, from Iranians, from other sources, specifically the Israeli intelligence, there is no doubt in my mind that Israel will not act unless it is absolutely certain that Iran has reached that breakout capacity, and the Israelis have concluded that Iran is not there yet. Moreover, there is full coordination between the United States and Israel in this regard, and Israel is not going to act unilaterally, knowing full well that it's going to implicate the United States in one form or another. So I do not believe that an attack on Iran is imminent in the next few days or few weeks, for that matter.
I actually want to bring Russia into this equation, because Bolton also mentioned that because if the Israelis attack Iran after the nuclear fuel from Russia is delivered, it could send out radiation and endanger the Iranian people. But is there more concern that if Russia is in the equation, it would be harder to attack Iran?
Not only that, there is an agreement, a new agreement between Russia and Iran, that the spent fuel rods will be returned to Russia, and that the operation is under the watchful eye of the Russian. So the Russians are merely supplying the fuel and hoping for the best. They are very much involved in the process, and there is an agreement between them, as I said, and Iran to that effect, which had in fact satisfied the United States, and they feel much easier about the process. Although, you know, if we have our choices, we would have liked to see this the reactor at Bushehr not being operating at this point in time.
Well, I want to ask you about preparations, because this is a bit interesting. The Joint Chiefs of Staff, Michael Mullen, mentioned that there's a contingency plan to strike Iran that they're going to leave off the table at the moment, but that actually provoked the Iranians to dig out mass graves for American soldiers. What do you make of these, you know, different preparations going back and forth between the Americans, the Israelis, and the Iranians on this specific issue?
Well, you know, both the United States and Israel have said it time and again that they will not remove the military option off the table. And this is very important. Also, the United States wanted to indicate that it does not want to send the message as if it can control Israel at all times. So they wanted also to tell the Iranians that Israel could conceivably also act on its own. But what is important to keep in mind, the United States and Israel are determined to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapon. And to that end, preparations are being made. But obviously, the United States would prefer to achieve the objective of preventing Iran through the sanctions, through diplomacy still. Specifically now, because the sanctions are working very well, and the Iranians are hurting, and this is the reason why they decided to come back to the negotiating table. I have a feeling that there is a possibility, at least a possibility, of a new agreement reached between Iran and the 5+1. Also, Turkey is going to get quite involved in the process, and we are going to wait and see whether this, after Ramadan, what this meeting is going to produce. And I hope that we just may reach a new arrangement with Iran. Otherwise, the Iranian would know that both Israel and the United States are pretty much determined that Iran cannot acquire a nuclear weapon, because that will have a tremendous, tremendous implication on the entire Middle East. I'm talking in terms of the Arab Sunni state will be terrified. It will introduce a complete instability to the region. Other countries will try to nuclearize as well. So this is not going to be a simple matter, and hence Iranian sooner or later will understand, will get this message, and I hope that they will take it seriously before it's too late.
Well, that's Alon Ben-Meir with the Center for Global Affairs at New York University.